In today's learning log, I will talk about the importance of an array. According to the textbook, an array is an equal group situation. It is shown as a rectangular group with one factor representing numbers of rows and the other factor representing numbers in each column. When teaching arrays in class, different everyday life situations can be reflected upon this, such as parades. A muffin tin.
Yummy.
Or even the seats in a classroom. Arrays use spatial structuring, and there are 4 stages of how students understand the array. There are many different tools that can be used when teaching arrays, which will be discussed further. Arrays are a very useful tool in math. It is used for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. As discussed in class, there are 4 stages to understanding the array as spatial structuring. Stage 1 is where learners do not see rows and columns, but may only see borders. The second stage is where learners can only see one dimension, and this is either rows or columns. The third stage is where the learner can see both rows and columns, but don't quite grasp how one dot is simultaneously part of both. Finally, we have stage 4, where the learner fully understands the relationship between rows, columns, and the whole. The next important aspect of arrays are the different learning tools. An example of a concrete material learning tool to introduce arrays could be the Base 10 math manipulative blocks. As well as a variety of different unit counters such as bingo chips,
bingo,
counting blocks, or even bears. Arrays can be used with addition and the part-whole concept. For example, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12, and this can be represented in an array that looks like this. This is an extension of the part-whole idea. This part plus that part plus this part plus that part equal the whole of 12. And this idea will be very useful for multiplication. Another way arrays are used are in multiplication, and this involves equal group problems. Let's start with the example of 4 times 5, which equals 20. In reference to the textbook, this number counts how many groups are involved in the equation. The other number states the size of the group. And finally, there's the whole product, which is the total of different parts or groups. Now we will look at the equation 4 times 5 equals 20 as an array. As you can see here, we have group 1 with 5 counters, group 2 with 5 counters, group 3 with 5 counters, and another group of 5, which makes 4 groups of 5, which equals 20. And moving forward, equal group problems are also known as repeated addition questions. So now we will use the array for the multiplication question 4 times 5 equals 20 into repeated addition. You can see 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals the total of 20. Now that we can see the relationship between arrays, addition, and multiplication, we will now look at arrays with division, which is also called fair shares division. So fair shares division uses the concept we discussed previously called part-whole. And this is where you have the whole number, the size of the groups, and the number of groups. In fair share division problems, they can be set up in 2 different ways. The first is where you have the whole of the group, the size of the group, and you're in need of finding the number of groups. The second way you may see the problem is opposite. You have the whole number, and the number of groups, but you need to find the size of the groups. So the example 1 of this fair shares division question is where you have the whole, which in this case is 12 cookies. You have the size of each group, which is 6 cookies on each plate, and we are looking to solve for how many plates we need. The written division would look like 12 divided by 6 cookies equals the total number of plates. We are now going to count the cookies. So see, we have 1 cookie, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they all fit on 1 plate. And then we'll count the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cookies all on another plate. So we have 1 plate and 2 plates. So 12 divided by 6 equals 2. In conclusion, one can see the importance of an array when learning about mathematics subjects such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. These concepts which build off each other include addition, repeated addition, and the part-part-whole concept. When using an array, it is important to understand those concepts. As an educator, knowing how to teach using an array and different math manipulatives will help me teach students to scaffold onto their previous tools and to assist them in expanding their knowledge. I hope you enjoy my fall learning log, and thanks for watching.